everyone, welcome back to my channel. I want to start off by first off saying you will see me have a wardrobe change in just a few minutes. I had filmed the intro for my Universal Yums box and I accidentally deleted it before I even edited the video. Luckily enough, the rest of the video was actually on a different memory card, so I was really lucky with that one. But anyway, this video is going to be my Universal Yums unboxing for October of 2019. If you don't know what Universal Yums is, it's a monthly subscription service where you get snacks from around the world every month. Now, in my original intro, I had read what the outside of the box says, which is a place where the hills are alive. And I initially said that the box was probably from Switzerland because that's where The Sound of Music was filmed. And then I got to thinking about it as I was switching the memory card. Definitely not Switzerland, it was Austria. But anyway, Aaron from the future's out. We'll jump into where my other video started. Hope you enjoy it. So my camera's memory card cut out before I could correct myself. I did not mean Sweden. I forgot that The Sound of Music was filmed and supposed to take place in Austria. So let's see if I'm right. I am. So typically I start off with the Yum Yum bag, but it looks like there is no Yum Yum bag in this month's one. Now, if you haven't seen my videos on Universal Yums before, what the Yum Yum bag is typically like little candies that you get. So yeah, no Yum Yum bag this time. So it looks like the first thing that we're gonna start out with are Petrica Chips. Here is what they look like. If you hear snoring in the background, it's Dixie. She's out cold, taking a snooze. Typical for her. Anyway, it says, between 1867 and 1918, Austria was part of Austria-Hungary, an empire where two countries shared power and spices. It was during this time that Austria became hooked on paprika, thanks to a man named János Kotany. I probably said that wrong. It's spelled K-O-T-A-N-Y-I. Raised in, I'm gonna butcher the names of this stuff, Szeged, Hungary, S-Z-E-G-E-D, Hungary. Kotany dreamt of exploring the world and hoped to save enough money to do so by selling paprika. He grew his own red peppers, dried them, and processed his secret spicy sweet blend in his very own mill. Then, in 1887, Kotany made a decision that would change his life forever. He moved the business to Vienna. Not only did he get to explore the bustling new city, but his paprika became an instant Austrian sensation, spicing up dishes across the country. Fast forward to modern-day Austria, and Kotany paprika is still considered the country's most iconic blend, which is why we had to bring you these flavorful chips. Absolutely bursting with Kotany's sweet and spicy legacy, this yum is so delicious. We hope you are very Austria-hungry. Very nice. That was a very good pun. They smell like regular chips, but they look a little paprika-ish. These are what they look like. Don't really think they taste paprika-y as much as they taste kind of meaty to me, but they're still really good. Up next we have Dreidel Eken. Probably butchered how you say that, but it's almond cream-filled wafers coated in milk chocolate and almonds. Here is what they look like. Want to hear something nuts? In the late 19th century, Austrian confectioner Oskar Pischinger created a plain round wafer that 1. Saw astronomical sales, 2. Launched his company to fame, and 3. Earned the admiration of the royal court. While we love wafers as much as the next person, or more, who are we kidding, we were skeptical that a simple wafer could really accomplish all that. There goes my background. Thanks, Oliver. Yet it did, but only because it was the main ingredient in an extremely tasty cake. Oskar marketed his ordinary wafer for use in a special cake, the Pischinger Torte, which quickly became the hottest recipe of the Austrian Empire. To make it, 12 wafers are slathered in rich chocolate spread, placed on top of each other, and then covered in a gooey layer of melted chocolate. With this chocolatey yum, you'll get a taste of the Pischinger Torte with a slight upgrade, the delicious almond cream and crispy almond topping. Now that really is nuts. They're swinging for the fences with the puns this month. As you can see back there, Oliver decided he needed 2 blankets. Not 1, but 2. So yeah, Halloween blanket went bye-bye. They smell chocolatey. Here is what they look like. Those were pretty good. I mean, they were pretty good. They weren't like, let me run out and buy a bag of them, but they were pretty good. So up next we have Kelly's Snips, which are puffed corn peanut snack. I have to say, this packaging is looking very patriotic with the red, white, and blue, and the stripes and the stars. When we came across this yum, we had a few questions. The first, why is there an American flag on the package? The answer takes us back 65 years. After World War II, American soldier named Howard Morse Kelly decided to stay in Austria to start a snack company with his business partner, Herbert Rast. Today, Kelly's is the top snack manufacturer in Austria, paying homage to their founder with these patriotic puffs. Our second question, when do locals eat them? Given that Snips are one of the country's top 3 snacks, the answer was simple. Pretty much all the time. We're talking parties, holiday gatherings, movie nights, you name it. That got us extra excited for our next question. What do they taste like? Dig in and you'll discover the unmistakably rich and savory flavor of salted peanuts. You may even find yourself asking your own questions like, how did I eat those so fast? They sure smell peanutty. They just look like little puffs. It's very weird. Just because it does taste like salted peanuts, but it has the consistency of a puff, which is weird to just have a peanut dissolve in your mouth. I don't know. They taste good, but it is weird. So up next is the Big Banana, which is a dark chocolate bar with banana mousse filling. I don't know how I'm gonna feel about this one. This is what it looks like. Austria is totally bananas for bananas. Surprised? You should be. With the snow-capped Alps covering over 60% of Austria's land, the country isn't exactly equipped to grow tropical bananas. Nevertheless, they're Austria's second most popular fruit, right behind apples. You could say their second banana. To satisfy the local demand, a whopping 107,229 tons of bananas are imported from the Dominican Republic every year. From there, the fruits are distributed to supermarkets or transformed into one of the country's most iconic treats, the Choco Banana. Readily available at convenience stores countrywide, these dark chocolate-coated banana mousse sweets are the most popular and delicious way for locals to chow down on their favorite fruit. We predict you'll do just as the Austrians do when you try it. Go absolutely bananas. I'm not a big fan of fake banana, so this is fake banana. I don't know that I'm gonna like it so much. Okay, so this is kind of falling apart, so I can't really show it to you. I'll kind of show it to you. It's all crumbly and kind of slimy, to be honest. I'm a little frightened of this one, I'm not gonna lie. Yuck. I was not a fan of that. I don't like it. That's all I'm going to say is I don't like it. So up next are Milch Wafflets, which are strawberry cream-filled wafer with chocolate. Here is what the packaging looks like. Pop quiz. In Austria, ananas is a word for a particular fruit. Can you guess which? Nope, it's not bananas. Ananas actually refers to pineapple and strawberry. Let us explain. In the early 20th century, Austria had tons of wild and farm strawberries called Erdbeeren, but barely any pineapples called ananas. Seeking to differentiate the strawberry varieties, Austrians decided to call the wild ones Erdbeeren and the farmed ones ananas, repurposing the unused word for pineapples. Everything was great. That is, until the 1970s when Austrians started importing pineapples from the US. Since they'd already repurposed the name to ananas, they came up with a new one for the fruit, eventually settling on Hawaii ananas. Phew. To recap, Austrians refer to strawberries by either ananas or Erdbeeren, so you can use both to describe the creamy filling inside this crispy chocolatey wafer. But we think you'll end up using a totally different word. Delicious. So the one I got was opened. Thankfully they sent two. So I'll eat the other one instead. Here's what it looks like. Smells very strawberry. Mmm. So far that was my favorite thing out of the box. I'm kind of miffed that the other one was open. But that's okay. Up next is the Bobby Carmel Bar, which is milk chocolate bar with caramel nougat and crispy wheat rice. Meet Count Bobby. That's the name of the dapper fella on this candy's wrapper, and the subject of Austria's favorite jokes. No one knows who first came up with Count Bobby jokes, but they likely arose in the earliest 20th century as a way of poking fun at Austrian elites. The jokes center on Count Bobby, a bumbling aristocrat who's always missing the point. Take this one, for example. Count Bobby reads that in Munich, a pedestrian is struck by a car every hour. Shocked, he explains, the poor pedestrian. That was cheesy. Jokes such as these have kept Austrians laughing for decades. And by the 1950s, Count Bobby had become a household name, inspiring lengthy joke books, films starring Austrian actor Peter Alexander, and even this very chocolate bar. The Bobby Bar first premiered in 1967, quickly becoming just as iconic as its comedic namesake. With its rich milk chocolate, crunchy Rice Krispies, and soft caramel filling, this sweet doesn't have us laughing, it has us drooling. Sounds pretty darn good. This is what it looks like. That was pretty good. I was kind of expecting stretchy caramel, not like nougaty caramel, but it did say nougat, so that's my bad. Up next we have Kastner Gingerbread, which is soft gingerbread with hazelnuts, almonds, candied orange, and sugar glaze. Here's what it looks like. We thought about waiting to put this gingerbread in our holiday box, but that decision would not have been very Austrian. You see, Austrians don't just eat gingerbread during the holidays, they eat it all year round. They're soft, round gingerbread cookies, packed with anything from honey and anise to chocolate and nuts, are enjoyed way beyond the winter season. Locals eat them as a midday snack, a dessert, you name it. There's really no bad time for gingerbread. After trying this delectably sweet variety packed with hazelnuts, almonds, honey, and candied orange peels, we're convinced Austria has it right. The season of gingerbread should never end. Smells like gingerbread. That's pretty good. You can definitely taste the orange in it, though. Oh, not bad, though. I'd say it's pretty good gingerbread. I like that it's soft. Ooh, bug. Moving right along, we have the Nut Joe Hazelnuts Waffle, which is hazelnut and chocolate cream filled wafer. There's a lot of wafers in this box. Life is sweeter in Vienna, at least according to the world-famous Mercer Quality of Living Survey. For a whopping 10 years straight, this extensive report has ranked Vienna the #1 city in the world for its quality of life. So what makes Vienna so great? Well, in addition to receiving perfect scores for healthcare, education, and infrastructure, the city is also a bustling cultural hub, home to incredible art museums and iconic music venues like the Vienna State Opera. And did we mention its unbeatable cuisine? Look no further than the yum in your hand. This mouth-watering chocolate hazelnut wafer was invented in Vienna in 1898 and has since become a local specialty. With this extra crispy version, topped with chopped hazelnuts and rich chocolate, you can taste for yourself what makes life in Vienna so sweet. Like I said, there's a lot of wafers in this one. Smells very hazelnutty. That's pretty good. Just like every other hazelnut chocolate wafer thing that they've been putting in boxes lately. It's good though. Okay. Up next is Kelly's Creamy Onion Mini Fritz, which are onion flavored potato snack. Kind of excited about these. Last month we learned that Greeks aren't typically big on breakfast. Austrians, they couldn't be more different. They eat it twice. It all started in northwestern Austria, where rural potato farmers needed more food to fuel their labor-intensive harvest. The farmers came up with two ideas. One, to eat a second breakfast at 10 a.m. called Jaus. And two, to use their freshly harvested potatoes in a new dish for the occasion. The dish was a toast spread called, Cardo. It's spelled Kartofffelka with the two little dots on top of it, S-E, meaning potato cheese. Made from mashed potatoes, onions, and sour cream. We're just going to call it potato cheese. Today, potato cheese remains one of the most popular Jaus dishes in Austria. It's so popular that it even inspired this oniony potato snack version. Sounds to us like a free pass to start snacking at 10 a.m. And if anyone asks why you're eating savory sticks for breakfast, feel free to say it's actually second breakfast. Thank you very much. They smell very oniony. And they look like little potato sticks. I think I'm gonna like these. Just so you can see what they look like. They're really oniony, but you know what? They're good. So far, that's definitely my favorite thing in this box. This next one might come in, though, and take away that lead. Up next, we have Schoko Erdbeeren, which are dark chocolate-coated strawberry mousse. And I like this packaging. Normally, chocolate-covered strawberries represent romance, but not these Schoko Erdbeeren. They're all about risk. In 1960, Viennese confectioner Franz Hauswirth decided he needed more space for his candy making, so he took a huge gamble. He moved the business from the bustling heart of Austria to the vast, sparsely populated farm state of Burgenland. But the real risk wasn't the lack of nearby customers. It was that this new location was only a mile from Soviet territory. During the Cold War, the division between the USSR and the rest of Europe fell directly on Austria's eastern border, meaning Franz's company stood at the very edge of the Western world. Luckily, his gamble paid off. Not only was this location ideal for exporting after the Cold War, but it was also smack dab in the middle of Austria's strawberry farming hub. The delicious result? These decadent dark chocolate treats filled with real strawberry mousse. Now that you know the risks that went into these choco strawberries, we'll admit there's also some romance to them. You're about to fall head over heels. They smell chocolatey strawberry goodness, and they look like little strawberries. I'm a sucker for chocolate covered strawberries, so I hope these are good. Those are pretty good, but they have a weird texture. But they're not bad. They didn't take over my favorite spot, though. My favorite still is the creamy onion potato sticks. Alright, so we're down to our last two things. Up next is Vombuz Chocolate, which is a 30% cocoa milk chocolate bar. Here's what it looks like. This Austrian chocolate might just drive you mad. When chocolate first arrived in Austria in 1606, it caused instant pandemonium amongst Austrian royals. They went absolutely nuts over the rich, velvety delicacy. So much so that it was famously dubbed an inflamer of passions by Viennese professor Johann Rausch. In 1615, Princess Anne of Austria had become so obsessed with chocolate that her wedding gift to her groom, King Louis VIII of France, was a chest filled with the finest cocoa concoctions money could buy. And when Marie Antoinette left Austria to marry Louis XVI in 1770, she didn't just bring 57 carriages and 376 horses. She also brought her personal Viennese chocolatier. Nowadays, the cocoa craze is far from over. The Austrian chocolate industry rakes in over $1 billion annually. So as you savor this mouth-watering fine milk chocolate, try to remain calm and, oh, who are we kidding? Eat it fast before someone takes it for themselves. Well, I am here by myself. with my animals, and they're not eating chocolate, so nobody's taking it from me. So it looks like it's sectioned off. That was good, but it was really just a plain chocolate bar. Now, I'm no connoisseur of chocolate, so maybe it's supposed to be really good chocolate. Just tastes like chocolate to me. So last but not least are Cool Mint Lemon. Lemon peppermint patties with chocolate coating. Now, this box is kind of deceiving. I was excited because it said Cool Mint, and I was like, oh, mint patties. And then it says lemon flavor in the corner. If you ever drank orange juice right after brushing your teeth, you probably learned the hard way that citrus and mint can be a recipe for disaster. So when we first came across this lemon peppermint patty, it's safe to say we were leery. But given that we're fearless international adventurers, we bucked up and tried it. And we're so glad we did. Turns out, Austria has a history of minty invention. Back in 1927, Edward Haas III invented the now iconic Pez candies, which were originally flavored with peppermint. Austria's peppermint pioneers have done it again here, by finding a way to make the citrus and mint combination work. This Yum's zingy lemon flavor comes through instantly, enhancing the refreshing blast of peppermint that follows. In the end, what could have been a recipe for disaster was really a recipe for deliciousness. So they look like thin York peppermint patties. Really good. Those are really good. There's not really, I mean, there's a little bit of a hint of lemon, but it's not overpowering at all. I like them. Very York pepper patty-esque. Alright, so that's it for the snacks in this box. So let's see what the hint for next month's box is. It says, our next destination boasts great works of art, mosaic lizards, melting clocks, and that's just the start. Even the Yums are masterpieces with flavors so bold, from smoky sweet chili to chocolate caramel gold. So I think that that's a pretty easy hint with the melting clock reference, because that would reference Dali, which I believe he is Spanish. So I'm guessing our next box is going to be coming from Spain. Alright guys, that's it for this video. If you liked it, please give me a big old thumbs up. If you haven't yet subscribed, hit that subscribe button down below, and I will catch you guys in my next video. Bye!